यदा वन्दे श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापतिं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं संगमगुरुणाष्टाङ्गं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सर्वलोकान् श्रीकृष्णार्पणम् नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णकृष्णाय श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी प्रभुपादाय नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशकारे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामे हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी कुशमानो सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे. So before we begin, what I want from all of you is that next 5 minutes, all of you can go to this shlokas 22 to 27. You can go read them, translation, the purports, and after that I'll ask you something. Okay? We're going to share some points too. Hare Krishna. So all of you can read. We can tell everyone who will translate also if they ask what is happening. Can tell them they can read purports from 22 to 27. 5 minutes they can read and then they can share after that. I'm going to ask some questions. Okay? Yes, yes. Do join after some time. Till the end. Very cool. Okay. Could you complete this reading? Yes. So what is your observation of the reading 20 to 27? Yes, quickly, we can take 3, 4, 5 devotees, we can share something on it. What they read. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hmm.
So, Prabhuji, Krishna is answering the three questions which are put up by Arjun in this purports in this translation. So, specifically in the second verse, Krishna is telling the answer of the question to Arjun, that Arjun asks that what is the means to attain transcendental realization. There, Krishna is telling Mam cha vyabhicharena bhakti sate. One who unfailingly executes devotional service under all circumstances will free himself from the modes of material nature, like that Krishna is telling. That specific question he was answering. And then Krishna is also telling that he is the basis of Brahman in the last verse. That how even the Brahman and Paramatma are subsets of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And in this verse, it is complete. He makes it clear specifically to the impersonalist that he is not a byproduct of material nature, but he is the source of Brahman also. Even the Brahman energy is coming from Krishna. It is clear in the last verse. And Prabhuji, in the first verse, that is 22 to 25.
No, no,
Krishna
it's
is
fine. We can ask others also.
okay.
Thank you. Very good. Yes, other devotees. Yes. Don't worry. Tell one point in the purport of Prabhupada. I'm not asking connections, flows, technicalities. What you read in the purport, what came to your mind? Yes.
Prabhuji, in the first verse, Prabhupada writes in the purport that when one is conscious of material body, he acts for sense gratification only. But when one transfers his consciousness to Krishna, then automatically his sense gratification stops.
Mm. Yes. That purport 22 to 25 is very important for us. People can go to impersonalist extreme or they can become sense gratification is extreme in that. So again, we'll come to it. What it means to be transcending from bodily level of consciousness to Krishna consciousness. That is very important point. We'll try to discuss on it. Yes, thank you. This is Karthik Prabhu. Anybody else? For those who have joined just now, we have been reading. I've asked everyone to read from 22 to 27 purports and try to share some important points from there. Yes. Who else wants to share? Don't worry, you don't have to be a very, this point need not be a very perfect point where you try to prove to others that, oh, this is an amazing point. Whatever you read, whatever comes to your mind, please share.
Prabhuji, in the verse 22, 25, it's written in the purport that when we have this material body, we are definitely under one of the modes of material nature. And when we are out of this body, then we are free of the modes. But as long as we are in this material body, we should be neutral to the dualities of life, like pride, like honor, dishonor, happiness, stress, and we should constantly engage in the devotional service.
True. Till the time we have this material body, we are subjected to modes. So modes are going to come and they're going to go out. And what we're supposed to do is we just become an observer of the modes. Don't get colored with the modes. Just observe, try to be aware what modes is happening, why I'm reacting in a particular way. Suddenly, sometimes when passion comes, ignorance comes, you want to blame others. Or sometimes you want to blame ourselves. That is how it works. But you should understand, okay, this is what is how I'm behaving. So we should try to become little conscious. So okay, modes are there, three modes are there: goodness, passion, ignorance. The truth is, at least at our level, we cannot, at the conditioned level where we are, because we have this body, the modes are completely beating us up. At least we can consciously try to utilize mode of goodness. What is the meaning of mode of goodness? Uh, to slow a bit, Like when a racer runs, on a mark, get, set, go. He doesn't run ahead. He takes a back, sits behind. Sometimes he takes little bit backside so that he can launch himself. So when you want to put a catapult, you take like this and you try to pull it behind. And then leave it, soup it goes. So that is the mechanism of goodness. Sometimes you have to little bit slow down, little bit become conscious. Why otherwise what happens is like the Ishwar told the modes are always there. And if you can't observe these modes, what happened with it's like the river, like Harkipudi in Haridwar Badrinath. Chains are there. You just want to take some Ganga water. Or you want to take a tip. And there are barricades put, there are chains put. Without tying the chain at your uh, what was the waist or holding it tightly. If you want to go and take bath there. Bars also put there so that you will not be blown off with the gust of the waves. That is a speed. So Ganga is so powerful. So whatever the modes, if some river is flowing at the speed of 5,000 kilometers per hour, that can be compared to the three modes. You want to cross and you want to go that side straight. But if 5,000 kilometers per hour, there is some river flowing, you want to swim in it. You just moment you jump into it, it will be taken 1,000 meters away. So the influence is that you don't jump into it immediately. Understand that this is not my capacity to jump into it. Wait for some time. Don't identify with it. Basically, what is the meaning of jumping into it? Identifying with it, thinking this is what I am, this is what it I should right now do immediately. When ignorance becomes prominent, oh, I'm not good for anything. Why I did like that? I should not have done this. Repeatedly, I'm hearing it again and again, but again, still I'm getting succumbed to it. Passion, I'll show, I'll try to prove. Yeah, they have brought so much result, I'll try to. That is our passion. Most of the corporate industries utilize passion to get their things done. Trying to put some woman in a team so that, and then they try to give targets to the men. And in front of them, the man wants to, even if he doesn't want to prove, when the task is given, he can't say no. He can't say, okay, I can't do this. And by default, the subtle thing is he wants to prove. How can I say no in front of a woman? Or how can I can't do this when women are doing it? How can a man cannot do it? Sometimes the team leaders say, "Arey, that woman, that girl is doing it and she's a new joiner and you have since last 2, 3 years and that is how people try to guilt you or shame you." And a person is forced to, instead of 10 hours, 11 hours, 12 hours, to complete the project. It's very subtle actually. So if you can not identify with it, with passion and ignorance, then with goodness utilize very because right now, best of a bad bargain is coming to goodness. And once we come to goodness, then we can absorb scriptures. And once we absorb scriptures, then we can try to think of practicing bhakti. We can try to remain aloof from these modes, like the way it is mentioned here. Any other points? We had 3 devotees speaking, 2 more devotees. Would like to speak anything?
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hmm.
Guruji, you were mentioning in the last class that the modes act on the subtle body. So in that way, you also mentioned some words from Bhagavatam where it was from commentaries of Acharyas where it was much explained in detail.
Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 12th chapter, 2nd verse. Tama, Tamishram, Tamishram, Moham, Mahamoham. That we discussed. But in this purport, what you read right now, 20 to 27 purport, what are the points? Yes, others? Anybody else? Thank you, Darshan.
Yes,
Prabhu.
Prabhuji. Prabhuji, as Ishwar Prabhu mentioned, and also Karthik Prabhu mentioned the modes in the 20 to 22nd, 25th. There, the purport Prabhupada explains ki what comes the next thing is ki how person is naturally situated, how he actually acts then his material world. So he gives example of stone or gold. He doesn't consider anyone. He doesn't have any envy. He doesn't consider anyone as he is good or bad. He takes everyone, and utilizes whatever it is available and suitable for his consciousness. He goes with it. Otherwise, he just goes on with it. But he doesn't consider anyone as an enemy or a foe or something like that.
Yes. So if you want to give a title to this is whether it is 2.54. The modes are so subtle. Many times I see many dudes share when I give class or something. They say, Prabhuji, we are sitting in front of the laptop or in front of the mobile and we want to study Bhakti Shastri and we want to become really understand, we want to absorb Shastras. But then we start open a tab and we start browsing something, we start parallel processing and so many things happens when we sit in front of a laptop. And the Bhakti Shastri star class remains at side. This is how modes act. This is how we are being cheated by modes. And we fail to understand that we are cheating ourselves. So this is so powerful mode, sir. And what we want to achieve. What we want to achieve. We think we are smarter than Maya, material energy. So Daivesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Durataya Mamevi Padnyanti Maya Medam Tarantite. Therefore, the first principle is whatever we read, we should try to apply. Jnana is there, very good. But till the time it doesn't become Vijnana, at the intellectual platform, the modes can cheat us like anything. And we think we identify with that cheating as if our identity, but that is not the identity. Our identity is Jivera Swarupa Krishna Nityadas. So, what Krishna is speaking in this things is, I'll try to finish at the end. As soon as I finish this 22 to 27 purport, we'll read it and then I'll try to give what we learn from it at our level. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen. And if you have any questions, queries, we can discuss. Yes, somebody has put in the chat. Ashish Pujari Prabhu, in process of transcending duality, spirit soul has to become aloof of it. He becomes aloof by not desiring to enjoy it. Does he desire to get out of it? So basically, aloof means not identifying with it at our level. Let's go to Prabhupada purport. This is Prabhupada purport. So again, we'll recite this shloka. We'll read the translation because shloka is very big. Anyway, we can recite also. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Prakasham cha pravrityam cha moham eva cha pandava nadvishti sampraprattani nanivrittani kankshati udasina vad asino guneriyo na vichalyate guna vartanta ityevam yo avastiti nengate samadukka sukha swastha. So what is samadukka sukha swastha? In Sanskrit, the swastha, or in some of the language, swastha means health. Swastha is self-situated. Samadukka sukha swastha samalostashma kanchana tulya priya priyo dhiras tulya nindatma samstuti mana apamanayos tulyas tulyo mitrari pakshayo sarvaramba parityagi gunatita sa uchyate. So this speaks about gunatita. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O son of Pandu, he who does not hate illumination, attachment, and delusion, all three modes, when they are present, or long for them when they disappear, or when they are not there, he doesn't hunger for them. Okay. Who is unwavering and undisturbed through all these reactions of the material qualities. Unwavering, undisturbed. It is not suppression. He is just becoming a witness or observer of it. Many things happen in front of us which trigger us. But rather than getting triggered, we should try to learn why I'm getting triggered. Why it is that it's making me act on it. Remaining neutral and transcendental, knowing that the modes alone are active, who is situated in the self and regards alike happiness and distress, who looks upon a lump of earth, a stone, and a piece of gold with an equal eye, who is equal towards the desirable and undesirable, who is steady, situated equally well in praise and blame. That means, can you understand? If you give praise, he is at least disturbed. Blame, no issue. Therefore, he has no issue sharing anything which is there in his heart. Honor and dishonor. He doesn't want. Sometimes we want to share some points. We want a thumbs up from people in our group. I want thumbs up from the teacher. Sometimes it might be subtle, trying to speak a point, trying to always. Again, if one can consciously observe it, it can be something we want to share a point so that we can prove there can be some need of validation in ourselves, who treats alike both friend and enemy, and who has renounced all material activities. Such a person is said to have transcended the modes of nature. So his divinity is A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So his purport. Someone can read this first paragraph.
Arjuna submitted 3 different questions, and the Lord answers them one after another. In these verses, Krishna first indicates that a person transcendentally situated has no envy and does not hanker for anything. When a living entity stays in this material world, embodied by the material body, it is to be understood that he is under the control of one of the 3 modes of material nature. When he is actually out of the body, then he is out of the clutches of the material modes of nature.
Okay,
But as long as
okay. Just pause. So let us reflect on this point. A person transcendentally situated has no envy and does not hanker for anything. Okay, this is one of the first symptoms. So for this, what Prabhupada says, why he does not hanker, or why he has no envy, or why we have envy and we hanker, because as soon as we get a body, it is to understand that it's under control of one of the 3 modes of material nature. So what we understand from this, or adding to that, when he's actually out of the body, then he's out of the clutches of the material modes of nature. But as long as he is not of the material body, he should be neutral. Okay, this is another color. What is next? You read this, Prabhu? Read the next.
he should engage himself in the devotional service of Lord so that his identity with the material body will automatically be forgotten.
Okay, so
When one is
read.
When one is conscious of the material body, he acts only for sense gratification. But when one transfers the consciousness to Krishna, sense gratification automatically stops.
Okay. So now, what is the solution Prabhupada is giving? So now, why we have these dualities? Right now, this shloka speaks about what? What kind of dualities are there in people who are subjected to modes? So I can very easily connect with this shloka, because all these qualities which is being spoken here, not in the positive, not in terms of gunatita. Wherever it is told he doesn't, should remove doesn't from there, and I can find myself there. There is envy, there is comparison, all these things are there in us, at least in me. I don't know about all of you. Might be, at least I can comment about all of you, but at least I can see, okay, a hanker for when the modes are there, I feel okay, why it is there. When they are not there, I feel okay, when will I become, when will I come to goodness, or when will I become ambitious, or when the ignorance will come so that I can sleep, I become envious, nivrittantika, hankering, all udasina, I'm not neutral, get affected by the modes and all those things. There is partiality, all these things are there. So why it is there? Prabhupada is addressing it. Why it is there? Why duality exists in us? What is the answer? These are all dualities, right? Krishna is asking us, Gunatita means to rise above dualities. I think so, yes. Why there are dualities? Like all the person has no envy and doesn't hanker. But why we have all these things? Why we have envy and why we hanker? Based on Prabhupada purpose. So let's
Because we
Hmm.
because we identify with gross and subtle body. That's why we succumb to dualities.
Okay, good. In short, we identify with the gross and subtle body, basically with the body. We identify the body, not only subtle body, gross body also, because gross body has all the impressions of soul lifetime. That is what is called prarabdha. And subtle body, the activities going on. Because of that, we are subjected to these modes. Yes. So if that is the case, then what Prabhupada is telling here, what solution? Somebody else, everyone. I don't want just one devotee to take over the whole show. And etiquette of the whole when we are in a big group is that we allow others also to share. Yes. What do you feel? So now we have understood. Now Karun Dargadesh was shared that it's identification of the material body. The modes are so much shunted with the material body and the gross body, subtle body, and that is the reason we have these dualities. So what solution Prabhupada is giving in this purport?
That
He's saying that
we
One should be
engage in
neutral
devotional service.
and should.
Okay, one by one. One by one. You can raise your hands. We can follow. Yes, you can raise your hands. Okay, Rohit Prabhu, you have raised your hands after the Ishwar Prabhu. Yes, Rohit Prabhu, please share one point.
So Prabhupada is giving solution that we should hence engage in devotional service of the Lord so that we understand the real identity, and the identity with the material body will be forgotten. Then
Okay.
we will be out of realities.
Okay, fine. So I practice devotional service so that our identity we identify with Krishna, devotional service rather than with this material body. Fine, thank you. Yes, Ishwar Prabhu.
Prabhuji, same. I was about to say the same.
No, tell the same thing again. No issue.
Yeah, so Prabhupada is mentioning that as long as we are in this material body, we should be neutral to all the dualities, and one should constantly engage in the devotional service.
Okay, yes. So Rohit Prabhu spoke about the I did not identify with the body, but identify with bhakti. And Ishwar Prabhu speaking about we should not identify with the modes, but we should remain neutral. Both are valid points. Yes, Karthik Prabhu.
Guruji, below Prabhupada mentions that how the spirit soul is aloof from such activities, that he does not desire to enjoy the body, nor does he desire to get out of it. So then he becomes transcendently situated that way.
Yeah. So what Prabhupada is trying to tell is, that's coming in the next paragraph. Next paragraph, at the end of, we are not yet come to that. We'll just come in the next 3-4 lines we have come here. But he's aloof. What you're trying to tell is that aloof, he doesn't identify. That he doesn't identify the modes. That is what Prabhupada is trying to tell there. That is aloof. Aloof means not identify the modes. So this is the practice we are supposed to do. And this will happen because we are chanting, we are reading Prabhupada books. And also along with that, we have to work on this. We have to really work on this. This may happen automatically for those who can chant with Shuddha Nama, Nama Bas. Cut like this, it will happen for them. But in our case, at our stage, we have to work on it. Yes, Satyanand.
Krishna, I'm audible, Prabhuji?
Hmm.
Yeah. Prabhuji, you asked the question why the dualities are faced by the Jivatma, right, bro? Okay, and then things were going different. That's all. Prabhu, one thing may not be in the work, but if I can speak, may not be from the Prabhupada purport, Prabhuji here. One thing which I see, the material, even because the mind wants to enjoy, he doesn't have intelligence to control over it. So what happens, like for example, Prabhuji, in summer we seek for cold, and in rainy we seek for hot. So the concern is, or let's say in normal situation also, sometimes if it's very very cold, we seek for little warm, and if it's little too much warm, we need for cold. So what I want to tell is, Prabhuji, even the mind wants to enjoy everything, but he doesn't know even how to. He's not controlled by intelligence. That is the reason, Prabhu. Most of the time he also faces duality, is what I personal experience, Prabhuji.
What you spoke about is from second chapter, Prabhupada. Matra sparshastu
Prashasthu
kaunteya,
Kaunteya.
shita ushna sukha dukkata, agama payino nityas, tam stitikshishva bhata. Krishna is advising us, learn to tolerate. This is going to come according to our time factor. You will have to use certain dualities, but you should learn to tolerate it. Yes, Karun Tarpadeshpu. Thank you, Satyanpu.
Prabhuji, when we were saying about identifying the gross and mental body, it is I have read that the gross body, physical body is constantly changing at every moment. But regarding the subtle body, the impressions are strong, so it takes time to change those impressions. So, Prabhuji, am I right in this?
Yeah, it's not that gross body will change
When
immediately. Yeah, what you're telling is right. The impressions are there. Therefore, but you should not identify the impressions.
right, but Prabhuji,
Identify.
when Prabhupada says that the material body is changing, so he's specifically referring to gross body, right, Prabhuji? Physical body, where it is
Uh,
that it is changing at every moment.
let's understand the principle. Let's understand the principle. 13th chapter, 6th and 7th verse. Yatta yatascha yad vikari yatascha yat swarupaha. So what is mentioned there? The vikari is happening only in the gross body or also in subtle body?
Subtle bodies also.
Uh, Transformation is happening. Hatred, desire, duality, sankalpa,
Yes,
vikalpa. They're all transformations. So these are all impressions.
yes.
So that is
Yes.
there. So we should not get.
But Prabhuji,
Hmm.
I was asking that when he specifically says that every moment the body is changing, so if gross subtle, that every moment what I was then.
Every moment, both
So
bodies
we
are
can,
changing. Both bodies are changing. Why you may see a day for yesterday, you may not have some thoughts. Right now, you may have some thoughts. Somebody may see something and he get fascinated by something. I want to buy this. So subtle body is changing or not?
in yes, Prabhuji, in that context we can say, but there are some type of thoughts which are constantly recurring, some type of impressions which are again and again. So they are the same we can see in subtle body.
Hmm.
Sometimes over the years also they remain same. So they are not changing.
Because one is identifying with it.
Mhm.
One thing with the gross body is you may identify with it, but it keeps on changing. That is the power of time. One want to,
Hmm.
Karun Dalkashwan wants to stay 25-year-old or 26-year-old like this, but he'll not be able to stay after 10 years like this, couple will become 36 years. Again, 10 will go 46
Hmm.
like this. But that's not
Hmm.
the subtle body because our desires are stored in subtle body and we want to maintain it like a tijori. Like a person keeps, Zamindar keeps his costliest of the diamonds in tijori inside his house. He wants to lock it and keep it safe and always guard it, thinking, okay, this is very important for me. It's important for me. Nobody should steal it. So, like that, the living
Hmm.
entity protects his desires, his ego, his intelligence. That is what is called as protective good mechanism. Till the time we are so much protective, then there is no question of changing the subtle body. So gross body, that is what Prabhupada told, na? When people become old in West, although they have become old, the senses are gone, but they're going to nightclubs and they want to see things which are not supposed to be seen. They want to see young woman dancing. But why? The gross body has become invalidated. It has become transformed. There is no energy to enjoy. But the subtle body is hooking to it, is identifying with it. This is what his enjoyment is. That is how craving comes. Okay, so let's continue the purport. Yes, Prabhu, so he should engage himself in devotional service of the Lord so that his identity with the material body will automatically forgotten. Yes. When one.
When one is conscious of the material body, he acts only for sense gratification. But when one transfers the consciousness to Krishna,
Yeah, so basically when
and
I'm speaking
return,
again and again about conscious, that conscious is not about sense gratification. It is how we can become conscious so that we can understand our body and try to engage in Krishna's service. Hmm. Yes. Yes, continue.
one does not need, one does not need this material body, and he does not need to act to accept the dictation of the material body. The qualities of the material modes in the body will act. But as spirit soul, the self is aloof from such activities. How does he become aloof? He does not desire to enjoy the body, nor does he desire to get out of it. Thus, transcendently situated, the devotee becomes automatically free. He did not try to become free from the influence of the mode of material nature.
Hmm. So how Prabhupada is telling how he becomes aloof? So Prabhupada is speaking at the qualities of the material modes in the body will act. But as spirit soul, the self is aloof from such activities. That means waves are going to come. The boat is going to rock. But one should understand the boat is rocking, should not get disturbed by it. So Srila what it does, boat rocks, okay, just he announces the boat is going to rock now, be prepared, tie yourself and grounded. Yes. And the sailors and all the people in the boat, they continue navigating through the Pacific to the Atlantic and then they reach America, the way Prabhupada went to Jalduta. But how does he become aloof? He does not desire to enjoy the body. So first step is with us is the desire. The desire to enjoy the body. The desire to enjoy the body, nor it others the desire to get out of it. Trying to get out of basically this is what first thing is spoken about is about the karmavadis are the materialist. And second thing is spoken about of the impersonalists. So what Prabhupada is trying to speak here is he doesn't try to overindulge or he doesn't try to suppress, but he details. As devotees, we should not overindulge vikarma. And we should not try to also suppress it. But we should try to engage in Krishna service that is called as a karma. You're understanding what Prabhupada is trying to speak here? One is speaking about overindulgence, using this body for sense gratification again and again, and making plan for it. The second point is he doesn't want to get out of the body. That means he doesn't want to hate it or he doesn't want to become a Mayavadi and person torture it. He doesn't want to misuse it or he doesn't want to abuse it. Misuse for sense gratification or abuse it in such a way for sense gratification or by neglecting it. But he takes care of it because body is a vehicle by which we can practice bhakti. That is when Bhaktivedanta Thakur has told first health, then sadhana, then seva. So when Prabhupada is speaking about the body here, he's not trying to speak about it in a telling it to neglect the body, the needs of the body, suppress the needs. No. Prabhupada is telling body is like a temple and temple has to be kept clean. So we should also keep our body clean, hale, healthy, and also try to acknowledge what kind of desires are coming and going out. The desire should be total in Krishna's service. Thus, he did not try to become free from the influence of the modes of nature. So next question concerning the dealings of the transcendental situated person. Yes, someone can read this.
The next question concerns the dealings of transcendentally situated person. The materially situated person is affected by so-called honor and dishonor offered to the body. But the transcendentally situated person is not affected by such false honor and dishonor. He performs his duty in Krishna consciousness and does not mind whether a man honors or dishonors him. He accepts things that are favorable for his duty in Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, he has no necessity of anything material, either a stone or gold. He takes everyone as his dear friend who helps him in his execution of Krishna consciousness, and he does not hate this his so-called enemy. His
Okay, this
equal
is very important point. Very important. Now, somebody is helping us, like obviously with devotees, and because of them, we are able to practice Krishna consciousness. So we become very close to our, batchmates, voice mates, devotees. This is true, na? First part. He takes everyone as his dear friend. What everyone who helps him in the execution. This is very easy for us, right? Yes or no?
yes,
Yes.
Prabhuji. Yes.
What all if you feel? Is there any trouble in this point, in this line? Those who are
Sometimes
following?
happen, Prabhuji, when in the early stages, some devotees used to entrust you should do 16 rounds and this and that. But slowly and steadily, when we understood what is necessary for us, what matters the most, and we also align with the consciousness, then we find them as friend, bro.
Yeah, initially when you come first time when you shift to Krishna, when you shift inside, we have difficulty with devotees. But now all of you are Bhakti Shastri students. So I am asking to Bhakti Shastra students. Is that line what Prabhupada is writing is okay? So
Yes,
we
Prabhuji.
treat all Krishna conscious devotees, those who are helping us in execution of Bhakti as friends. You feel like that or you don't feel like that? Okay, thumbs up from Karthik Prabhu. Fine. What about others?
Prabhuji, this is mostly this uh, sentence mostly talking about the devotee circle or the outside of the devotee circle.
What is written there? Sentence. Read once again carefully.
It's for everyone.
No, read again the line. Can
He
you read?
takes everyone as his friend, as his dear friend who helps him in execution of Krishna consciousness. Okay, mostly in the devotional thing. And he,
Execution of Krishna. Anybody who's facilitating his bhakti, favorable to
oh,
bhakti. And generally people
right.
who are favorable to bhakti are mostly devotees only, right? And outside
Hmm.
also, like when you go outside, somebody say, oh, Acha, Hare Krishna. They'll just tell one moment, one thing and go. So will they become your friend? What is your interaction with them? Who will become your friend? Whom will you have a very affectionate dealing? Friend means what? Loving exchanges. Correct? So basically, it's very easy for us at our stage right now. I want to become bhakta. I want to purify. I want to go back to Godhead. So anybody who's helping me in bhakti, they are my friends. Yes. Rohit Prabhu.
Prabhuji, the outside of world, it's very difficult to say means like a friend or enemy. Like mean mostly in corporate world or mostly in the outside of world. Mostly we're dealing in non-devotee circle.
So what is difficult to say?
Like Prabhuji, sometimes yep, the pride and honor, dishonor definitely come in corporate, like
And
mostly.
that is true. No, I'm not touching that point. I'm just telling is who is it easy for us to have friendship or consider them as friends who are helping us in our bhakti? That is a question.
Yeah, mostly in our temple or in devotee circle, it's yeah,
It
accept.
is referring to them only.
Mm.
Who is helping you in a say, who by whose help you are able to practice bhakti? Whose help? Are you getting help from outside people? Even if you get help from outside people, you can just become well-wisher to them. So you can just okay, anybody is helping, somebody make good donation to you. Very nice, very nice. Good, Janmashtami, give 50,000 to you, donation take. Okay, you'll be like, oh, he's my friend. Somebody's not giving, he's my enemy. Or somebody's pulling my leg, or somebody's taunting me, he's my enemy, right? Is it or not? When we come to center also, everybody is there staying in center, everybody's chanting Hare Krishna. But everybody is Krishna's servant and trying to somehow build up synergy by which we can. Somebody's bringing sabji, somebody's cutting sabji, somebody's offering, somebody's cooking, somebody is serving. So somehow or the other, we are getting help from everyone to come close to Krishna. So therefore, it's very easy to have friendship with them. But next point, let's see. What is the next point? Yes, read. Rohit, you want to tell something?
Yes, it's like this line that he takes everyone as his dear friend who helps him in his execution of Krishna consciousness. So we also see like a great source example where they even take some lessons from outside people when they mistreat them. So, like for example, someone mistreating them or giving them suffering, that also it depends on the person who is receiving it, in what way he is receiving, that it might help him in his Krishna consciousness because of that particular action of the other person, which might not be intentionally or favorable of Krishna consciousness, but the person who is receiving is taking. So, should we consider this thing also in this statement or not?
Basically, how it is, it depends on one to person. Okay, you're telling, some person, outside person may deal with us in such a way by which we may get such a relation which Shastras are speaking, with Prabhupada speaking. What Prabhupada is speaking in his purport is true. Material world is filled with fools, rascals. Our
Yeah.
material world, there is no happiness in the material world. The person, the way he has dealt with me, I can understand. Therefore, let me come to Krishna's lotus feet. That gives us the way outside people deal with us. We come running to the lotus feet of devotees or Krishna. So that is what you are speaking.
Yes.
So that's fine. Their behavior is reinforcing us to really uphold association of devotees. So, but we are not developing friendship with them. So we are thinking, okay, he has become object for me to see the material world. But the thing is very simple. I'm not making it very, very complicated. Like we don't have to analyze so much. I'm just telling it very simple. Whoever is helping us to practice bhakti anywhere, okay, whether it's devotees, whether it's outsiders, whoever is there, whether they are positive or whether they are behaving in a very different way, and because of which we are developing a relation with Krishna consciousness. But here, what I feel is most of us, when we see a positive impact on our bhakti, like staying with the Krishna devotees, some you are able to read with someone, you are able to share with someone. So let's keep it simple. Anyone who helps him in his execution of Krishna consciousness means Navida Bhakti, positively. So it's very easy for us to tell him as friend, right? That also can be there where people can behave in such a way that we become averse to material association and we want to be, but that is a negative way. It's an aversion is a negative, a repulsion. That has a repulsion also a negative thing. So, but here what we're speaking is about proactive, positive friendship. So this is very easy, na? Those who help us to practice Krishna consciousness, we treat them as friend. Next, we'll read. And he does not hate his enemy. But that is the case with us, that those who those who don't facilitate our Krishna consciousness, is it natural for us not to hate them? How we have, what emotions we have towards them? What we feel about them? Those who help us, practice of bhakti, we have friendship with them, fine. But what about those who don't help us to practice bhakti? How you feel? How you feel? Now you can tell.
They are in a state that they have not yet realized the higher purpose of life. That's why they are all dealing in this ignorance and they are so much attached. So we can pray for them like that mood we can.
Oh, that's fine. I'm not telling about that. What you're speaking is, yeah, it's a thing is okay. You want to tell that, okay, they don't know it, therefore we can pray. But I'm telling people who are not able to facilitate your bhakti, what is your immediate emotion? What is your immediate response to them? Like somebody is facilitating, okay, they're my friend. But somebody is not facilitating to me, facilitating my bhakti. What is immediate? Yes, Karthik.
We do not like to associate with.
Do not like to associate with them. We want to away from them. Atyahara prayasascha prajalpa niyamagra janasangasya laulamsya shadibir bhakti pranashyati vinashyati
Vinashyati.
vinashyati. Correct, vinashyati.
So we
So,
ignore also sometimes.
huh?
I try to ignore Prabhu personally.
Basically, what is the meaning of ignore? This ignoring word comes for a friend or it comes for an enemy? If not
Yes.
for enemy, it's at least not for a friend, right? No, I'm just asking. I'm not trying to tell you. I'm not asking you to be something which we are not. I'm just trying to bring how you feel when we are across such people who don't facilitate our bhakti. So what else we feel? Okay, Satyanand Prabhu says ignores. Karthik Prabhu says he doesn't want to associate with them. He wants to stay away from them. Yes. What else? What else? How you feel when you come across people? Don't give me a shastric example of what shastras tell us to do. Tell me how you feel. How you feel when we come across such people.
So either we would like to, if the person is submissive, we would like to preach him. Otherwise, like Kartik Prabhu says, we would take a step back from that person.
No, in terms of you preach to innocent according to NOI, Rishopanishad, where Kanishthadi Karmal, and he does not hate his so-called enemy. Who are the people whom we consider as an enemy? Those who don't help us to practice Krishna consciousness. Is it not? So somebody is not helping us to practice Krishna consciousness. How will he accept bhakti? Innocent is there, then you can preach him. Uh, how many of you feel that we can give Krishna consciousness to our colleagues in company, are our batchmates, are our equals, are our superior or boss? Sometimes it may happen. But the thing is, somebody is favorable to our bhakti, we make him as friend. He becomes dear to us. But somebody is not favorable to our bhakti, are not in our terms. Is it so easy for us to not hate him? General thing is, we may not tell it, but the big thing is we try to hate them, right? We treat them as enemy. The thing is, now this Gunadhita, he doesn't even try to hate them at his level. because he has no friend, no enemies. Because now that will come where Rohit was speaking or somebody else was speaking. Even he's trying to behave in such a way so that I can get conviction of the material world, or I can try to understand the glory of bhakti, or they are not aware and they are ignorant, and all those things will come. The thing is, what I'm telling is duality. We consider now when it comes to our relatives, they may not know that we are practicing bhakti, or they may know. So what we should do with them then? How we should react with react from this point of what Prabhupada is telling here? Again, parents maybe, may not be, relatives maybe, may not be. So how our dealings will be should be with them?
Prabhuji, in Bhagavatam it is written that we
No,
should
no,
be a yes man and
no, no,
friend
no.
them.
Don't speak from Bhagavad. I'm speaking about your own realization, how you feel. So we can quote a lot of shastras, but shastras stay in the Bhagavatam shelves. But what is happening in our mind? How we deal? How we deal?
Prabhuji,
Hmm.
personally, I see two types of people. One who doesn't help
No, no,
me
no.
in practicing.
Okay,
Yeah,
you're
yes, I'm
speaking.
coming.
Speaking.
Yes,
Tell it.
one who doesn't help in practicing me bhakti, and other is he who actually brings obstacle in practicing bhakti. Prabhuji.
Hmm.
So, so the persons like my office colleagues, I try not to preach over them. I do normal dealings with them, and I try to limit my conversations as much as possible from them.
Hmm.
And in those who bring obstacle or those who I feel those are my enemies, Prabhu. I try to ignore them or only do that dealings which are not offensive. For example, I'm distributing prasad and he comes there, but so I try to give him prasad also quietly and just move away. I don't try to deal much things with them. But yeah,
Okay.
definitely I don't consider him as a friend.
Yeah, that's true. That is normal. That is natural. Everyone has enemies. Everyone has hidden enemies. Sometimes you don't also know that who are our enemies. Like in Caesar, YouTube Brutus, the close aid can become enemy and hit him the last and the person dies. See, not because of the hit, because of that suspicion, because of that lack of trust. So, anyways, coming to the purport, we have gone a long way. Coming to the purport, what purport is trying to speak. So basically, ah,
Like main point which is clear that we should behave as a friend or not, that might be that you can see according to a person, but we should not behave in a hatred way. That is clear. It also is a so-called enemy.
no,
That's what
it's not
Prabhupada is
about we
clear.
should. I'm not telling that you should. Thing is, should means you want to, you are not, and you want to go to that level. That's fine. But here we are speaking about the Gunatita. How Gunatita responds. Gunatita acts in such a way that he treats people, friends who are favorable, and those who are not favorable, he does not hate them. So your point is, so we should also do like this. Yes, you can do like that, but we are in a Vyavharik world. So if you don't identify the hidden enemies, they can create obstacles, they can do anything. So let's come, I'll come to this. What at all level what we should do. This is what the Gunadita does. Okay, read next. Somebody who's reading is equally.
Yes, Prabhu. I'm
He is
not
equally
able to
disposed.
see the screen.
Not able to see the screen?
He is equal
It got
see this
unseen.
and see everything on the equal level because in
Okay. Yes, he is equally disposed. Who's reading? He is equally disposed and sees everything on an equal level because he knows perfectly well that he has nothing to do with material existence.
Social and political issues do not affect him because he knows the situation of temporary upheavals and disturbances. He does not attempt anything for his own sake. He can attempt anything for Krishna, but for his personal self, he does not attempt anything. By such behavior, one becomes actually transcendently situated.
So what? So this is the goal of Gunadita. So at our level, are we at this level? No, we're not at this level. So this is a perfect stage. So we are not at that level. So what we should try to do at our level is, rather than trying to become perfect, I'm not saying don't try to become perfect. Yeah, let us try to endure for that, but let us not jump. We are in third floor and we want to go to the Mangalarti. The PDC floor is in third floor. The quickest way is the aerial route. Can you open the window and jump from there and go to Mangalarti? He'll break his leg. And therefore, when we read such verses of Gunatita, we are somewhere in the beginning stage of our bhakti. And when we read this, and we start telling we should, we shouldn't, we should, we shouldn't. What it means? That means when you speak of should, means what? We are not at the level and I am forced to do it. The thing is, this is favorable for a practice of bhakti. You should understand that. And this is the goal I should reach. But can I reach at this level overnight? Can I immediately jump from the third floor and run to the Mangalarti class? Bhagavatam class is started now. I have to get out of my room, walk down the stairs, go to the second floor, first floor, ground floor, then walk through steps and again. So similarly, step by step, how we should do at our level. This is perfection. This is perfect. But at our level, let us one step try to, in each and every moment, we can try to understand how we can, rather than becoming perfect, let us connect with Krishna at our level. Surely we are not at the level of Gunadita. And these are the symptoms of Gunadita. And let us slowly endure for this. Or if you are at that level, you can endure. And how will you understand we are not at the level? We'll get frustrated by reading this, by hearing this. If somebody is feeling frustrated, I'm not at that level and our chanting is not happening, our reading is not happening. And we are telling Prabhuji, I'm like ignorance. So therefore, let us use whatever situation we are in to connect with Krishna through chanting, through reading, through hearing, and apply this at our level. How this can be applicable at our level? At least let us not try to become envious of devotees whom we are staying with around. Forget about the outside people, not becoming envious with them. At least let us try at last, because devotees are there who are facilitating us to become friends. They're helping us to become practice bhakti very nicely in association. Yes, Satyanarayan, how we can apply at our level? So hating and making people, thinking people outside as enemies, rather than at least people whom we are staying with devotees, let us have loving exchanges with them. At least let us try these principles with devotees. Because right now, because of the modes, we also consider this devotee is my friend and that devotee is my enemy. That is also yes or no? What I'm telling is it true or it doesn't make sense?
Yes, yes, Father.
What about others? They're all silent. Huh? So therefore, I'm telling, let us not go to the outside people who are not creating obstacles for practice of bhakti. Let us contemplate. Let us bring at our own level people whom we are staying with. Let us stop finding faults with them. Finding a fault is also an fault. One of the devotee went, his own Maharaj had come for the Pune Yatra class, and one devotee was telling Prabhuji, Maharaj, I want to practice bhakti, but I want to get up, I want to do this, I want to do that. But devotees around me are having so many faults, and the whole day goes in fault finding, and my chanting gets in fault finding mode. My seva, every time I see the devotee, that fault comes to me, and how this is, and I just doesn't want to speak with them. Then Maharaj replied, even finding a fault in others is also a fault. So can we apply this principle? Can we apply this principle? At least start with the devotees, at least start with ourselves. So therefore, rather than trying to become perfect, let us try to connect. How to connect? To connect with Krishna, we have to have loving relationship with devotees, with ourselves. And by that we can try to connect. Okay, so we have completed this 25th verse. It's an important verse because Bhakti Shastra is not about just about completing the syllabus. It's also about how we can apply it. So we have just come to the conclusion. So 26, 27 will take tomorrow and then we'll start the next chapter. So any questions from this? So the Shastras speak a lot of perfections. But if we can't just become overnight. At least people, devotees were around. We can greet them. We can lovingly smile at them. We can tell Hare Krishna at them. We are not going to lose any money. We are not going to lose anything. Hmm. The more good, positive emotions we have with Vaishnavas, then we can integrate from zero to infinity, zero to Vaishnava circle to zero to Vasudeva Kutumbakam all over the world. Hmm. Yes, yes, Satyanand. We have ended the session. Somebody has any pressing events and other things, we can continue. They can continue the sessions. Somebody wants to hear or they want to ask some questions, they can stay or they want to comment something. Yes. So what is the end take point? At our level, let us connect. Keeping the goal, here I should reach, but let us not forget to connect at our level. Yes, Satyanand.
Yes, sir. Prabhuji, in the same context only, as you mentioned, the Maharaj also mentioned, even to find a fault is also fault. But so sometimes we do have to discriminate, right? Whom to associate. Even on devotees also there is Mishra Bhaktas. Not even me, including that. But I should associate with only those who I feel genuinely. So sometimes the
What is the
discrimination
meaning
comes.
of what is the meaning of association? Can you tell me? What is the definition of association?
Yes, Prabhuji. Got it, Prabhuji. Association means whom I consciously want to sit with, talk with. It doesn't mean if I share a room with him, that doesn't mean I'm associating with him. But if I'm actually contemplating things with him, I'm discussing. Yes, bro. Got it. So
6 living exchanges.
loving exchanges. Dadati pratiginati guyamat.
Guhyam Makyati Prachati. Bhumte Bolche.
Bhuvate bhuvate saiva.
All the first four might be okay, giving gifts, accepting gifts, taking prasad, giving prasad. A third one, Guhyam Makyati Prachati. That is very important. Whom you do that with. Okay, yes, Ravi.
Proji, in the translation of this verse, Prabhupada is mentioning about the lump of earth, stone, and piece of gold.
Hmm.
So, like, how it is connected, like, with the modes of
Oh,
nature.
somebody who's a Gunatita. This verse is speaking about Gunatita means who is beyond the modes. Somebody is not in the modes. He is completely on the. Matlab, he has nothing to do with this matter. He sees matter, whether it is a lump of mud or a garbage or a gold. It's matter like Sanatana Goswami. He had a Paras Pattar, touchstone, but he had put in the garbage bin outside. Correct, na? So this is the definition of Gunadita because what will I do with the gold? I may build a house of gold everywhere, gold. Even my bathroom sink may have gold, toilet flush may have gold, but I'm not going to take gold with me. Even my the funeral vehicle which will go that may be made of gold, but that doesn't help me in any way. Even gold also matter. That might be having this material world, but that has no value in elevating the consciousness of a person. That is what his thought process is. At our forward timing, we need gold because one gold, 10 grams of gold, 1 tola gold is almost like 1.4, 1.5 lakh. But for him, whether the same 10 gram of mud is of no value, even if you bring 100 kgs of mud, that may fetch to around some thousand. For one truck, it may have some, with 1 ton may have some 5,000 rupees or 6,000 rupees. But 10 gram of gold is 1.5 lakh. So it doesn't see the discrimination. For gold and stone, everything same for him because it has no spiritual value.
And just one last thing. Just above that line, there is a line that he sees that only modes are active. So, like, is it like that? I mean, modes are, just we were discussing about the three modes are only the cause of everything, and
Mm.
it drags the jiva to for doing act differently. So, is it
Yeah, yeah,
like that?
yeah, yeah. Like I gave example, now there are three rivers: goodness, passion, ignorance, and each river is flowing at 5,000 km/h.
Okay.
And we desire. As soon as we river, we get attracted and we jump. And as soon as jump, we are like gone. Zoom. Best is don't jump. See that these rivers are, but these are not meant for me. Let me navigate through this. for my chanting, for my reading, for my hearing, for myself becoming Krishna conscious. Right now, our subtle body is tainted with different amount of moods. But give some patience, understand, and try to don't get confused or get bewildered by those things. But understand Bhakti is very powerful. Let me stick to Bhakti and let me endeavor in Bhakti. And Bhakti is going to work. Bhakti is having power. Bhakti can make me Gunatit. That is the meaning of staying aloof from the moods.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, thank you.
Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Grantha Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. So we'll meet tomorrow again at 7.